Bienvenue à Paris, and to this special edition of the daily podcast episodes bringing you the inside stories from the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. Allez, allez, allez! Here's your host, John Gregory.
A warm welcome to this 12th and series finale episode of these special daily podcasts. Thanks for joining me again. The series has brought you a recap of the results from the last day's racing and what to expect the next day at Olympic Canoe Slalom and kayak cross in Paris. I'm joined today by Casey Eichfeld, Kate Eckhardt and Andy Maddock. Today we have results of the men's and women's kayak cross. We were treated to the spectacle of quarterfinals, semi-finals and finals in both men's and women's. We have crowned the first ever Olympic champions in kayak cross. Congratulations to Noemi Fox from Australia and Finn Butcher from New Zealand. We had spoken to Noemi in our episode after the Krakow World Cup race. I couldn't be happier for them both. Let's start with this morning's message from Kate Eckhardt about Noemi's Olympic gold for Australia.
I've woken up this morning to Noemi, my teammate, my rival and my friend, becoming Olympic champion kayak cross. I'm kind of lost for words, and I'm just, part of me, I'm devastated I couldn't watch it live, but also I'm not sure if I would have gotten any sleep whatsoever. So part of me is kind of glad I didn't stay up. I'm so impressed with what Noemi's done to get to where she is, the sacrifices she's made over the last 18 months, sitting out from the world champs in her individual categories for quota reasons, and just putting so much training and focus on pursuing the kayak cross, which to me is courageous, because putting a lot of eggs in one basket can be really intimidating and really, really brave. So yeah, huge congrats to Noemi. I'll be seeing her in a bit over a month, and I cannot wait to give her the biggest hug. I think this means a lot for the sport in Australia. It's going to be a really exciting lead into our home world champs next year, with Jess and Noemi's absolutely exceptional performances, and Tristan and Tim as well. Everyone just performing so well over there. We're going to have such good publicity, and hopefully have really, really good energy leading into the world champs next year. And I'm excited to be getting back on the start line as well. But yeah, far out. As I said, I'm completely speechless. Noemi, you are an absolute star. Well done out there. And yeah, as I said, can't wait to catch up and get filled in with all the ins and outs of just the whole experience.
That was Kate Eckhardt. She was part of Australia's winning kayak women's team at the 2023 World Championships. She talked to us from Canberra, Australia. Let's go back to where we started, talking about a teenage Tony Estanguet in Pau, France. I have been reading excerpts of his book, translated from French, A Story of Balance. Endeavouring to keep up with his dad and brothers by the mid-90s, he had won medals at Junior Worlds. By 2000, he took his first of 3 Olympic titles. And now, 24 years later, France has won more Olympic medals than any other nation, displacing Slovakia into second place. Congratulations, Tony, Cyril, and the Canoe Slalom organising committee and officials for delivering a memorable and iconic Games experience for athletes and spectators. Andy Maddock's voice has been part of each of our 88 episodes. I invited him to share his synopsis of the events in Versailles.
The sun sets on Paris 2024. 8 days of exciting racing. The spectators have endured heavy rain and extreme heat, but wow, we've been rewarded with some exciting racing. Where do I start when I reflect? The GOAT just keeps on rewriting the record books. Jess Fox winning 2 more Olympic titles, and did so in style. In particular, that women's canoe run was exceptional, with Elena Lillick laying down a supreme marker, but Jessica Fox pulled one out of the bag. For sheer atmosphere and exceptional performance, it was Nicolas Gestin. 4 clean runs under supreme pressure. Chapeau. The men's K1 final was electric. Well done, Giovanni De Gennaro, and in particular to Pau Eckhardt of Spain, who, without that touch, would have taken gold. Then the kayak cross, which wrapped up today. Well, the world loves the format, and what an atmosphere. Coming into the last day with 4 French boats in the quarterfinals. Who would have thought that only one would be in the final? But well done to Angèle Hugues for taking your well-deserved silver medal in front of your home crowd. The highlight, though, has to be the fairy tale story of Noémie Fox, Olympic champion in kayak cross. She had to qualify the quota the hard way, and she looked fired up from the start. Well done, Noémie. Wow, 3 medals for the Fox family, all of them gold. So too, well done Finn Butcher for New Zealand. So consistent and never looked like he was under threat. So as we say farewell to Paris, then Australia, or should I say the Fox family, top the medal table with France in second, Italy in third, and Great Britain in fourth, with the most medals but no gold. Special mentions to Lukas Rohan of Czechia, who made the final in kayak cross, the only canoe to make it that far. Kimberly Woods, who won 2 medals for Great Britain, and she was the only other person, as well as Jess Fox. And as we now turn our attention to LA 2028, a special mention to Avi Liebfarth for winning a medal for the USA. What a week we've had here in Paris. Thank you, Paris, for the special memories.
That was Andy Maddock. He joined us from Paris, France. In our first of these daily episodes, I mentioned athletes' ages. The average age of athletes in Paris was 28. The oldest were the C1 men and the youngest were C1 women. The average age of the Olympic medalists in Paris was 27. My point about age is that many of the athletes have won medals at junior and or 23 World Championship, emphasising how long they have been at the elite level of their sport. For these specific games, Australia topped the medal table across canoe slalom and kayak cross. Second was France, and third a tie between New Zealand and Italy. Medals were spread across 10 countries, none for Czechia. It almost seems poetic, with Worlds coming next to Penrith, Australia in 2025, Oklahoma in 2026, and La Seu in 2027. I was fortunate to chat with the fabulous Casey Eichfeld after he had finished racing in Paris. Maybe not the 4th Olympic experience you were hoping for?
It's very different than what I may have pictured, may have hoped for. You know, it's been really an awesome ride, and I think that I think there's a little more to be had in there.
Okay, well, I guess with the Olympics coming to LA 4 years out, good motivator to stay in the frame.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting to finish on a home Olympic Games would be kind of a dream, no matter what the result is. But obviously, it'd be awesome to bring home the gold for the United States while we're at home. But right now it's kind of one day at a time. You know, I got a couple big things to get through: welcoming the baby into the world, figuring out how the family's going to travel with me. I just recently raced kayak cross for the very first time ever, which is bonkers. That my debut of it was at the Olympic Games. But admittedly, I'm kind of hooked. It was quite fun. It is a big ramp. It's definitely to my benefit that it's an automatic ramp, because I'm not sure I could have tilted myself off of that intentionally. But once you sit down, get your spray skirt on and grab your paddle, you just kind of let the rest of it take over. And once you're falling, you just got to go. And so I had a lot of fun with it. It was really cool in my repechage to get to actually do a little paddling with the other canoes. It was unfortunate that I faulted on, I think, gate 3. But it is what it is. I had a lot of fun getting to do it, and I think I'm going to stick around for it. Okay, let's talk about the significance of Evie's medal and to the team. Yeah, absolutely. So Evie's medal is incredible. It's wonderful. It's such an achievement, such an honor. I'm so excited for her as an athlete. That is the dream, right? To come home with an Olympic medal, and hopefully that will help us in the sport in the United States as well. We're a very niche sport in the United States, and so medals are always really great because they bring a lot of excitement to the sport and a lot of attention. And so, a lot of that's going to go to Evie, which is unbelievably deserved. And hopefully that also some of it trickles back to slalom, and we we can build some interest from a development level and hopefully, grow the sport in the United States and make sure that it sticks around. Because, maybe being a little bit biased, I feel like the United States is kind of the sporting mecca of the world, and the stronger a sport is in the United States, the more likely it is to stick around. So I really hope that we can use this as momentum and cheer her on as she competes to gain a spot at the LA games as well, so Oklahoma City, and bring home more hardware. I'm going to do my damnedest to be there with her and doing the same.
Okay, well, that would be awesome. I mean, Oklahoma City has a reputation for big sporting events. So we have Worlds coming in 2026 and then obviously Olympics 2028.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting. I'm super excited to bring the sport on a much grander scale to Oklahoma City. We already have a lot of experience there we've held 2 Olympic trials there now, countless national team selections, national championships, a Pan American championship. So, I mean, it's only natural now that we go bigger, bring home a world championships and an Olympic games. So it's going to be really cool. The city is always super welcoming. The weather there can be a little iffy from time to time. And for these last Olympic selections, it was getting a little windy and a little cool. And there were still a lot of folks out there on the side of the river cheering us on. They're all used to it. So they're going to be there in the thick of it with us, no matter what the weather is. So it's going to be really exciting to have such an awesome audience and such an awesome city to have as the backdrop for these world championships and Olympic games. Guys, get ready. We've got another 4 years to come and we're bringing it home, baby. So let's get excited. Let's really ramp it up. Let's make sure that we give them the show that worth watching, is worth waiting for. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to stick around and just be a part of the sport that I love so much and to share it with you all. So let's do it. Let's go Team USA.
Okay, it seems as though kayak cross might be a bit of a hit in the States.
Yeah, people are super excited about it. And I think that the audience really proved to the organizers, to the ICF, to the IOC that kayak cross is probably here to stay. People really enjoy everybody loves a little battling action. It's kind of fun. I like to say that kayak cross sort of brings the excitement and the unpredictability of combative sports to the unpredictability of our whitewater sport. And so now it just sort of doubled down on an athlete's ability to react and to deal with all of the chaos going on around. I hope that it sticks around. I hope that people see the value in it, and I hope that it just helps our sport grow.
That was Casey Eichfeld. He represented the USA at the Olympics in Beijing, London, Rio and Paris. He talked to us from the Olympic Village in Paris, France. Thanks to my guests today, Casey Eichfeld, Kate Eckhardt and Andy Maddock. On the last day of the Olympic Canoe Slalom competition, we asked our guests, athletes, coaches and commentators to vote on the most promising paddler for the next Olympic cycle. It is in no way scientific. After the Tokyo Olympics, Felix Oschmautz from Austria and Evie Leafarth from USA got the largest number of votes. That was a good prediction. They both made Olympic finals in Paris, and Evie Leafarth now has an Olympic bronze medal. Nominations yesterday were all over the board. However, 3 names appeared more often from guests, Olympian coaches and commentators. Mikel Trave from Spain and Zuzana Pankova from Slovakia. Gabriela Satkova from Czechia impressed many people too. Look out for them at Worlds and LA 2028. Zigalin Hokovar from Slovenia and Shabi Farazzi from Italy were also tipped, albeit they haven't made an Olympics yet. I'm John Gregory. It's been a huge privilege to bring these 12 daily episodes. I've appreciated all your comments. So honoured that our 26 distinguished guests have made themselves available to share their pertinent insights. Everyone involved has been a volunteer. Thank you to Andy Maddock for the podcast intro and outro. Thanks to Ben Brown for the social media posts. Aidan Johnson has helped me with sound quality over the last year or more. Thanks to Mally Johnson, Ettore Valdi, Guy Diaz-Canida, and others for trading information. You are welcome to go back to these short daily episodes if you missed them for the first time. So thanks for listening. Series 5 of our podcast series will bring you results and interviews from the 2 remaining World Cup races in Ivrea, Italy and La Seu, Spain. You'll have to wait until 2026 for our return to Versaman for a World Cup race. If you need more, keep reading Ettore Valdi's brilliantly insightful and eloquent blog. Stay safe.
That's it for now. Please subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify or YouTube, and leave a review too. Until the next episode, keep it fast and clean. Au revoir.